welcome to the official YouTube channel for Santa J Claus. Be sure to subscribe for new content and comment below to introduce yourself. May the magic of Christmas brighten your days all year long.
Well, hello there, my friends. Hello there, and best wishes to each of you. Everett has joined in. I see you there, my friend, and welcome, welcome. This is the Art Livestreamy, and we are continuing a wonderful series that I have certainly quite enjoyed. Painting inspiring individuals from A to Z. Now, some of these individuals have been quite famous, known all around the world, and many of you have known these individuals, and sometimes there are individuals that might not be so very known, but certainly worth our time and effort to learn and be inspired by them. And I think one of them is today, Miss Temple Grandin. I'm very excited to be working on this portrait today. A wonderful individual. Well, today I'm wishing you all good things. I'm seeing you all popping in now. Hello there, my favorite sugar cookies. Bethany, our wonderful moderator, has joined in. Samantha has joined in as well. Lovely hat you have. Any others? I have many, many hats, my friends. There are very many of them. You can spot one of them right there now. Well, I'm wishing you good things. Right now, what have we done? Well, we have gone through and I have penciled in the sketch of Temple. And now the next part that we're going to do is we're going to be inking our drawing. And I'm going to see if I can maybe straighten this out. This is a little crooked. There we are. Maybe a little bit. I think we got it, my friends. I think we got it. There it is. And here I am. Well, we're going to get started, my friends. I will try my very best. This is also a wonderful opportunity to be able to ask any questions that you might have. Anybody wanting to do a little research on Temple Grandin, well, you certainly can share in some facts on this delightful individual as well in our chat today. And we are all going to learn something. Now, Temple Grandin, just to give you a little introduction to Temple. Temple was born a little bit different than all those around her, and she certainly was born at a time when people thought that sometimes individuals were somewhat worthless, that they would not be presenting the world with wonderful things, but they would just be somewhat useless. And Temple certainly had a very difficult childhood, but with some very wonderful supports. She was born and lived her life and continues to live her life with autism. Now, at the time, autism, well, this was certainly something where they did not have a name for it at the time, but she was just different, and they did not think that she was quite intelligent, and we know this not to be true, certainly. But Temple Grandin, well, she was not given limits, my friends. She continued to work and continued with the support of others to develop her skills and talents and learning. We find that those with autism are brilliant and wonderful individuals and look at the world sometimes a little differently than some of the rest of us. But my friends, Temple, what a wonderful individual, ended up getting her degree in the university levels, and then a master's degree, and then a PhD. Dr. Temple, she wrote books, and she developed so very many things within her field to further things as well. Her efforts and work was in the caring of cattle, and how cattle were cared for and how they were treated humanely, a very important thing. If you don't mind, I could put it in questions from my kids. Samantha, you certainly can put in questions from your children, and I will try my very best to answer them all. Well, shall we start, my friends? We're going to start. This is a zebra brush pen. It's an ink pen. It is a permanent ink. Why do we need a permanent ink? Well, because I'm going to be using watercolor. Watercolor uses water, my friends. And if we're going to be putting water on top of an ink, if it is not permanent, it would certainly wash all around. So here we're going to be creating certainly almost our very own coloring book page with the ink. But instead of crayons, well, we're going to be using the watercolor paint. And now, my friends, we get started. Temple is also quite known for her wonderful Western attire. We will try our very best. And I'm going to be adding in as much as I can on the details. So what do we have here? Well, what I'm seeing so far on the edge here of her collar, I'm going to be just putting in a little bit of detail, as there's a stitching line running all along the edge. And this stitching line, as the shirts get older, well, they will wear little lines here and there. And there we have it. Wonderful. We're going to do the other side of her collar as well. And the same thing, we're going to put in this little stitching line all along the edge here. You see how we've done it? Wonderful. Samantha, what is your favorite color? My very favorite color. Well, do you know what? I love all of the colors. I think all of the colors are wonderful. And do you know what? I have lost, I hope that I have not lost you yet, my friends, but it looks like I have lost the chat once again. I'm going to continue the video today, and we will look at seeing how we can figure this out. But I will answer some of the questions today. But what is my very favorite color? Well, I will tell you my very favorite color is the color red. I don't think that's something that is quite a shock to you, my friends, but this is how it is. She has a little bit of a cloth boa along here as well. Wonderful. We're going to give the edge of her shirt right here. And then there's another little stitching line all around here. So I'm not doing a straight line. Another little stitching line just right out of view. Somewhat of a bead along in here. Now I have drawn in here some just straight lines throughout this. But what it is it's somewhat some beading that's going on. So I'm going to go through and just do some beading as well. Just following those lines. There we have it. I do not know why the chat is giving problems today, but we will have to look at it and figure it out. And there it is. We're going to continue now. I've penciled in, it's very interesting because we want to be very careful that we're not putting in too many lines. And here I'm going to go through here and begin to put in this hairline right here. And we have her ear. And her other ear over here as well. You can barely see this one, but it is there, I promise. So we're going to go through here and you'll see that I have already put in some lines to define the hair flow. Remember, we are constantly thinking about the direction of the hair. Where's the hair moving? How is the hair moving? And she has quite a bit of waves in the whole front area here. She has a very interesting wave with her hair. I'm so sorry that we lost the chat, but I'm wishing you all good things, my friends. And I will answer some of the questions. These are the top questions that people will ask me. Very top questions. One of them always is my very favorite color, and I always will say, well, my favorite color is the color red, but the color red was not always my favorite color. I've had lots of favorite colors, but I would say that my favorite color has changed through the years. Now, long ago, my very favorite color, well, it was probably blues and greens, which I still love quite a bit. But as traditions change as traditions change, well, we found, my friends, that the world saw Christmas as the colors of red and green. Well, this became something that I was always thinking of. I think some people call the hair where it curls in different directions a little finger wave, is what they call it. There it is. And we will add a little bit more with some shadows in a bit. And now we go on. I'm going to do her lips next. And we have her eyebrows. Another question that I'm asked quite often is, what is my very favorite cookie? What is my favorite cookie? Well, I will tell you. My very favorite cookie are the yummy ones. There's Temple, and we forgot to do our circle as well. Wonderful. We're getting there closer. And there we are. I'm going to go through and use a kneading eraser. You see the kneading eraser? And we're just going to erase some of the pencil marks on here in preparations for painting. I'm going to do this just a few little here. Let's see here. And there we go. We're going to start our painting process. Very first thing, wet the brush. This is watercolor, my friends. So we certainly want to be using water. Now I'm going to paint her very bright boa here. I think it's called a boa. And then we have, let's see if I can find the right color. Here we are. There are and blow dryer. Now her shirt is a black. And we're going to do this in layers because the highlights on it are going to be gray. So we will do this in layers. Now some of the design here is going to get lost, but I'm going to highlight it later. You'll see how I highlight that in just a bit. So here will be our very first layer. This is the lightest layer of the black shirt. And blow dryer. Wonderful. I'm going to see here. Let's see if we can bring this back in. I'm not quite sure if I can, but I will try my best. Yes, I'm not seeing it here. Maybe next time. We will figure it out and see what the delay is. Maybe the programming needs to update or something. Now I'm going to go through and we're going to add in another layer. Where are the other layers going? Well, there is, as I see it, a little buckling of the shirt here and here. And then this whole front area here as well. And then there is certainly in the back here some more. And along in here. And then this whole bottom area here has a lot of darkness to it. And then here. And then we will and it does not need to be perfect, my friends. It certainly does not. We will try our very best. We will blend that out just a little bit as well. You get the idea. And blow dryer. Now I'm going to go through. Let's pick out our background color. I think on this one I'm going to go with a blue. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to go with the turquoise instead of just the regular blue. Let's do the turquoise. And it will match her buttons on her shirt. We'll turn this around, make it a little easier in our painting. And we will go over on this side as well here. And there we are. And blow dryer. I'm going to knock down the brights of her eyes. Her eyes are reflecting the color of the sky. And then we will go through and add in a little bit more. In her eyes here. And blow dryer. Now her hair, I'm going to lighten up that dark, and her hair here is gray, so we are going to go through and this has a lot of water in it, so we do not want to saturate it too much. And we will do more in adding to it. And blow dryer. I'm going to start the very first layer of her skin tone with a lot of water, just to start it out. There we are. Now here we have lots of water on this. So I'm going to go through now and add in just a bit more color in her cheeks. And she also has some color in her ears as well. She has a little bit of more pink in her chin. And just a little bit of color around her eyes as well. And blow dryer. Now I'm going to just start to define where the shadows are going to lie. Now we have some shadows right along in here. And we have some shadows along in here. And there are shadows underneath her nose. And shadows along in here. Where are all the shadows? Well, we have all these little lines in here. We have some shadows in the hairline. And there are some just little wrinkles here and there. And blow dryer. We talked a little bit earlier about adding in some more highlights into her hair, or more ink, which I did not do. So I'm going to do that now as I'm thinking about it. There's a lot more shadow along in here. And then underneath here, there's a lot of shadow along in here. And a little shadow up in here. And just a little bit here and there. I'm so happy that you're all joining in, my friends. And I hope that you're feeling inspired to do something with your art. Or try something new as well. Also, always wonderful. So there we've created a little bit more shadow within her hair. While I'm thinking about it, I'm going to now go through here and add just a little bit more color as well. And do you know what? I'm going to add in just a whole wash. Let's do a whole wash. And so we're going to go through here and just add in just a lot of color all around. Just a little bit more red tone all across the board. Wonderful. Now blow dryer. Now I'm going to go through here and we're going to add in a little bit more saturated colors in a few little spots. I've gone through here and I'm just dabbing a little bit here and there. And blow dryer. And I'm going to go through and add in just a little bit more color to her lips as well. And there we are. I'm going to actually remove just a little bit of the color on the bottom. Blow dryer. The way the shadow is hitting and the light is hitting, there's a lot of color on the top, but her bottom lip kind of fades into her skin tone just a little bit. And sometimes shadows are working in this way. Now I'm going to go through and we're going to put in some more shadows. Where might the shadows be? Well, the shadows are in here, and I'm using like a blue and a purple for the shadows. This is something that I saw from a wonderful friend of mine named Audrey. Some of you know her on the social medias as oddity draws, and she always uses a purple-blue combination for her shadowing in her animations. Always wonderful. So I've done such a thing, and this is how it works. We see one thing, we try it. This is the same with Mr. Scott Sava. I have a lot of people say your art looks like his. Well, that's because Scott is a friend, and I have seen his artwork as inspiration, so it is only normal that it would look similar. And he's such a wonderful artist. So I'm going to go through here and create just a little bit of shadow along in some of these spots here with that purple. Doesn't need to be a lot, but just a little bit. And the same purple, you would think, my goodness, you're going to put purple on her face? Well, certainly I am. Certainly I am. And you will see that it works. It truly does. So a little bit of shadow along in here as well. And blow dryer. I'm going to go through here and put in just a little bit more shadow on a few little areas. Just a few little spots. And we cannot forget also to put in some shadows on the eyes as well. And blow dryer. I'm going to go through here just a slight little bit. And we're going to add just a little bit more color just right there. Not much. And I'm going to soften it up with a dry brush. Just to feather it out just a little bit. Just like that. And blow a dryer. Now we're going to go through here and let's add in, I'm going to add in some highlights here to a couple little spots. And I talked about how some of these here are going to I'm going to go through here and add in where all of these little bejeweled areas are highlighted. Just like that. And there are a few little moments here we're going to put in just a little bit more. And this one here where I'm seeing it, I'm not seeing quite where the giving just a little bit of an extra highlight in there. Now we're going to go through and define our outer line here. And there we are, and we will do a little highlight where the circle is. Just like that. See how that worked? And then we'll give just a slight little sparkle in the eyes. Did you see how it happened? A little sparkle. And we will sign it. And there it is, my friends. We've done it once again. This is Temple Grandin. And I look forward to creating the video that I will highlight and share with you some of why I find Temple so very inspiring. And I hope that you will agree with me as well. What a wonderful individual that truly changed the perception of individuals that are different than others, especially those living their lives with autism. Temple, a remarkable individual, incredibly intelligent, and changed the world in wonderful and remarkable ways. My friends, I'm so very happy that you were able to join in. There is Temple. A wonderful thing. Well, my friends, thank you for joining in. I'm wishing you all good things. From my heart to yours, may you have a wonderful day. May you be staying out of trouble, always very important. And I hope truly that you are trying new things. Maybe it is a type of art that you have never tried but have always wanted to. Well, now is the time, my friends. Now is the time. I wish you all good things. Be kind, be good, and stay out